Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of the Amber Tree Wellness TV, your weekly dose of health and well-being. My name's Counsel, and what I'd like to talk to you about today is our relationship with food. How many of you, when you're feeling sad, eat foods that aren't good for you? How many of you, when you're stressed, start to eat chips and lollies? How many of you see food as a celebration, that we have big parties with lots of cakes and biscuits and lollies and all the nice foods? How many of you use food as a reward? How many of you use food as comfort? Have you ever been told not to eat something because that'll make you fat? Do you stress about eating certain foods and feel guilty after eating them? When we look at all of this, the emotions that we have around food, is it any wonder that we have these epidemics of obesity and this ill health going on because our emotions are so tightly wound to the food we eat? So why do we have such a warped relationship around food? Quite often it comes from our childhood and some of the things that we're taught about food as we're growing up. How many of you can remember going to your grandmother's place every Sunday afternoon and there was a big roast dinner and all the potatoes and everything was there? It was a beautiful meal that your grandma had spent all this time cooking, and the family sat around and you had fun and you felt so comforted, you felt so loved, and you felt really, really safe. And then whenever you're in a situation where you're not feeling safe or you're not feeling comfortable, that's the type of food that you like. That's your comfort food. And then on the other hand, for some people, they lived in families whereby quite often it was the mother who was on these strict diets and restricted all the foods, and every time you went to put something in your mouth, you were told, don't eat that, it'll make you fat. So you learned this fear of food. And then as you get older, you either have this love of food or you have this fear of food, and that continues to affect you and affect your life. I had a client in clinic, and her diet was really clean. There was nothing wrong with her diet, but she was starting to have some problems with some blood sugar levels. And when we started to talk and investigate a little bit more, I asked her about what was going on in her life. And she revealed that her mother had passed away a few months ago, and she'd actually started eating desserts, and something she'd never eaten before, but her mother always ate desserts. So that was something that she was taught. And when she lost her mother, she wanted that connection back with her mother. So the thing that she knew her mother did every single night was have a dessert. So she started to do that as well. She was trying to reconnect with her. And that was causing problems. It was causing problems with her health because she had never really done that before. So when we addressed and worked through the emotions of how she felt, and she was able to, we gave her some tools that she could work with where she could connect back with her mother on a more positive way. So I'm going to share with you 5 ways that you can develop a really healthy relationship with food. Number 1, start to recognize when you are really hungry. Most people eat when they're bored, they eat when they're sad, they eat when they're happy. They eat because of an emotion. They actually don't eat because of a feeling. The majority of people really don't know what it's like to feel hungry. So what I want you to do is, next time you want some food, just take a little bit of a step back and actually really observe, how are you feeling right now? What emotion are you feeling? And you can do this by keeping a journal or a little diary, that every time you eat, start to recognize how you feel. And step number 2, always be mindful when you eat. Most people just eat. How often have you gone to the picture theatre and seen someone with this massive bucket of popcorn, and they just sit there and they just eat it and eat it and eat it, and they finish that bucket of popcorn? They have had no idea what they're doing there. It's called mindless eating, and a lot of us have done it. We do it at various times. Some people will do that even with healthy foods. They'll get some nuts and seeds and have this big bag of them and just sit there in front of the television and just eat, and you're not aware of what you're doing. So when you eat, be very mindful. Every time you eat, sit down. and preferably not at your office desk while you're still working. Number 3, let go of all the beliefs that you have about food. There is no good food and there's no bad food. Food is food. Some food is beneficial for the body and some food is not quite so beneficial, but don't get into this good food, bad food. There's food and there's choice. You choose the foods that you want to eat and then take responsibility for it. The next step to really getting a good relationship with your food is only eat the food that your body needs. Let's be honest, your body really doesn't need that McDonald's burger. It also doesn't need that family-sized block of chocolate. What your body needs is nutrient, and it will tell you that it needs nutrient. So start to listen to your body. Now, sometimes you will get a few conflicting messages, and some of this will be around your beliefs, and sometimes there are food addictions going on, and you continue to eat foods that your body doesn't need, but you're addicted to it, and I'm going to cover that in another video in a couple of weeks' time. But just start to be really aware and use the other steps. How am I feeling right now? And really tune into your body and ask it before. If you're feeling hungry, ask your body, what do you need right now? And the number one thing that you can do to change your relationship with food, it's a Japanese term, and I'm not sure if I've got the pronunciation here. It's hara hachibu. What it means is eat until you're 80% full. So quite often what happens is when we're not being mindful about the food we eat, when we're not chewing our food properly and we're just shoveling in, when we're walking around eating, we just keep eating until all of a sudden we are full and we're stuffed and we go, oh my God, I can't move any further. That is not a healthy relationship with food. Now, taking those 5 steps is how you start to develop a really healthy relationship with your food. So let me know what you think about what I've said. Have you noticed any emotions when you have a relationship with food? Do you know that there are times when you eat foods when you're just not feeling the best? Let me know in the video, in the comments down below. I'd really love to hear from you. I'll pop by, I'll have a whole conversation with you about this. Please feel free to share this video with the rest of your friends, your family, all of your community. And until next week, when I've got another exciting topic coming up, I'll see you then. Bye. Hi, just before I go, I thought I'd just let you know about some really exciting presentations that I've got coming up over the next couple of months. They're called Finding Balance in Today's Busy World. Now, if you're continually juggling, trying to get family, your work, your relationships, your health, your well-being, everything, you've got all these balls in the air and it's just all falling apart around you, come along and I'm going to teach you the 3 key steps that you need to find balance in your life. The link to the webpage is below the video, so go and have a look and you'll see all the dates, the venues. Some of them are webinars, some of them are live events. Book in, register, completely free, and I really look forward to seeing you at one of my presentations where you can find balance in your life. Thanks very much. Bye.